As we keep fighting for the total liberation of the African continent, we have to also go to monitor our leaders and how they represent us when they get the opportunity to speak on our behalf. There's this video I have chanced upon and I find it very interesting. I want us to watch this particular video. I will be back.
Where can we get this money from? Where is it? How can we access it? Like President Ruto said this morning, Africa has untapped potential. Europe has the technology. You know how to get access to these finances. Why is Africa not assisted to get access to these finances? It is critical. I mean, affordability is critical. How can Africa be helped to develop, exploit responsibly her natural resources, to get money, to invest in renewable energy, so that we use our own money? We are not poor. We have the minerals. We have the resources. We have discovered oil. We need help from Europe. We don't need resolutions to stop us from developing our natural resources. No. We need to be assisted with technologies that will help us exploit our petroleum resources responsibly so that we can get money to invest in renewable energy, which is clean. This is what most of European countries have done. You have exploited your natural resources. Some of you have done it irresponsibly. Africa is crying for getting money to invest so that we don't come here and beg. But we need your support to make sure that we use what we have to exploit the sun that we have, the wind that we have, the geothermal that we have, the nuclear potential that we have. We don't want resolutions that stop us from doing that exploitation. Africa needs the technology that Europe has. Europe needs the resources that Africa has.
So there's the potential win-win. Thank you very much.
It is a potential win-win in that way.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let me go straight over. Thank you very much, Minister. Let me go.
There is one thing I have realized about African leaders which I really want to share my mind today. We are heading to the 2024. We are almost at the end of the year. And I wish African leaders and African as a whole, we are going to change our ways of doing things and the ways we normally go about businesses in Africa. This message the woman was preaching has been said several times. I remember when Ghanaian president came to power, one of his message was Africa beyond aid. He didn't want to rely on the European countries or the Western countries, so they were asking the Western countries to, instead of coming to take raw materials, why they don't give us, or they don't come to, they should rather come to our country and build industries that can help the country to refine its own natural resources. And this was some of his speeches that he gave that made him popular. He gave one speech against France president, which it was all over the internet and everybody was really hailing him for that. A lot of leaders, African leaders, has presented the same ideology of why don't European countries support Africa instead of them coming to take raw materials to go and refine it in their country for them to gain more benefits than the African continent, why don't they rather come and invest in the continent and help us refine our natural mineral resources so that we can also be able to employ our citizens, we can create jobs and a whole lot. After all this was said and done, nothing happens. Things has rather become more difficult nowadays. So I think this message of going to Europe, asking them for help and all that stuff, why don't African leaders invest in themselves? Why don't we invest in ourselves? If we think we are falling short in some type of technology, or we are falling short of some type of experts, why don't we take time and invest in our educational system? If you think there are some few years to come, there will be some sort of technology which need to be studied, why don't we invest in Africans? Every African, when we talk of smart people, when it comes to educational field, research and all that stuff, we have smart Africans in our schools. So why don't the government just put up some sort of scholarship and be given to good students to go out there to study, go to better schools to study so that they can come back and help build the continent? Are we going to always go out there and just be begging them to come and help us? That is not going to be possible, because every country citizen normally stays patriotic to his or her country. So how are they going to help you to refine your natural mineral resources? You are going to refine your gold, you are going to refine your crude oil, you are going to refine all your natural minerals, and how are they going to benefit? That is what we have to ask, because at the moment, if they come for the raw materials, they are benefiting immensely out of that raw material. Let's use common sense here. They are benefiting immensely, which is also helping them to build a stronger economy. So why do you want them to come and invest in your country for you to build your natural resources, which at the end of the day, now you are going to refine your own raw materials and they are coming to buy the refined ones. And at the end of the day, they think they are going to lose and it's not going to favor them. So there is no way they are going to invest in these policies and ideologies. Now we are in digital world and everything is being digitized. So why don't we initiate scholarships and take smart people out there to go and study for 3 years, 4 years, and come back and help us build this type of technology that can help us to develop, or go out there, study the way their systems are going, and come back and help build our own type of systems. There is one thing we also have to be real about it. Now, Africa, we are now developing, and it has become, how should I put it? It has become very sad how we go about governing our countries. Most of the leaders who comes to power, when they come to power, all of them think about short-term development. Because every 4 years, he knows he's going to go to renew his contracts with the people through election. So at the end of the day, if he is not able to do something to show for, he's going to be voted out. So most of the leaders implement short-term development plan. They are always implementing short-term development plan. So when the short-term development plans are implemented, when the other leader comes, he also going to implement short-term development plan. So we are always going circles. We are always standing on the same place. Please, you can join us on Telegram group by going to the description box and clicking on the Telegram link you find there. It will take you to our platform. We are there to share our mind. We are there to share. We are there to make sure we put in discussions that will help us develop. Don't also forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification button, and also anytime we upload any great content, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.